insight from their patching experience, what they've noticed, and what they want to share with those who are new here today.
Hello.
Hi.
I can share my story. Can you
Yes,
hear
I
me
love
okay?
it.
Can,
Go for it.
can you hear
Yes.
me all right? Yeah? Okay. Hello, everyone. Okay, where to start? It's just been such a beautiful journey already, and I'm so thankful. And there is way too much to say in just right now. So I'm going to try and summarize a little bit here. So first off, within the first week, my sleep improved drastically. I went from waking up probably like 9 or 10 times a night because I'm such a late sleeper. I have 3 kids, one of those things. And now I only wake up maybe 2 or 3 times. So that's been huge. I also came off of some medication that I was using for years, and I had no of the known side effects. So that was beautiful. And then what else? Okay, actually the reason that I started patching in the first place was because I had a shoulder injury last summer wakeboarding, and I was seeing a different practitioner every single week doing all of the things, and it just was not getting better. And so I thought I was going to need surgery, and that is the reason why I started patching. And within the first 4 weeks, it just felt like my old shoulder again. And then within the 6 weeks, I was back to training like nothing ever happened. So I'm just so thankful and grateful.
Oh my gosh, I love that. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. It's so beautiful to hold you in that space and the power of our body to heal things that we even have limited knowledge of is so incredible.
Mhm.
Thank you again for sharing. Anybody else want to share? Do-do-do, do-do. Yeah, Cheyenne, go for it.
Hello, it's
Hello.
it's Deanna actually. I'm on Cheyenne's
Yeah,
computer
perfect. I was gonna say that's not Cheyenne. Go for it.
making burgers.
Oh, yum.
But Cheyenne is the one that invited me and signed me up. I've been on the patches for about a month now, and I am on the second day of my period, and I'm having the best period of my life. I only used magnesium oil once for pain on the first day, and yeah, I'm super surprised. I have energy. I'm even socializing. Um, yeah, no cramps. And so I was sharing with a friend about this, and she is curious about the patches for her daughter. So she's a teen, and she was wondering if there's any sort of age restriction, I guess, for hormonal balance, and which patches would you recommend?
Yeah, great question. So I will say disclaimer, there's not any research and there won't be any research on children or those pregnant women, breastfeeding women, because those are just not ethically sound. However, I personally have utilized the patches on my own children who are very young. At my couple week old, I patched when she was experiencing health expression, my 3-year-old, my 5-year-old. And so I've had this question a lot of times for those in hormonal teen years. There are no hormones in any of the patches. There's no ingredients in any of the patches. We're simply utilizing our own body's light. So it is up, of course, to the individual, those parents that make those decisions. However, I have seen really great balances out with things such as acne, hormonal acne, menstrual cramps, endometriosis. And again, we're not curing anything, we're not treating anything. It's just the body finding homeostasis. So I would start typically with those that are younger than the age of 18. I typically just simply start with X39 and Eon. And also we could add in some aloe vera before we would try an SP6. SP6 is, the hormone patch. Again, no hormones in it. There's no ingredients. However, I find most of the time those that are younger don't need a lot. They just need a little bit of vital energy for their body to be able to get over that hump and start to heal and be able to rejuvenate and heal whatever their body is needing in that higher priority. So I would start with that, X39 Eon, and potentially add in some aloe vera either up front or in a couple weeks. And things usually shift very beautifully for those that are younger, very quickly.
Yeah, wonderful. That's
Yeah.
actually what we had on SP6 and Aeon and at night and X39, just like one round, and Carnison last night. But
Yeah.
it,
Perfect.
wow.
Beautiful.
My
I
skin,
love it.
I can't tell, I can't see myself. I don't know how the lighting is, but my skin is also great. Like it doesn't look like period skin. I don't have any pimples. I don't
It
have
looks beautiful. It's like the light is shining so beautifully on your skin right now. This is the perfect testimonial light.
I'm amazed. Thank you again.
Yes.
Yeah, you look beautiful. You look really beautiful.
Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you so much for sharing. Awesome. Anybody else want to share any of their story or someone that they've patched that has a beautiful story? That's always fun to share and celebrate those that we're patching and helping our loved ones in our community with.
I'm always happy to share all the stories. I
Go.
also know that Sue has a question, so I wanted to
Yes.
okay. I mean, I'm happy to share everything and all the things. So I've been patching for, I think it's 8 months. So end of September, beginning of October. And I've gone through waves of everything. So I can say like, yes, it is a journey. In the beginning, I had like massive energy that I didn't even know existed. And I was like, wow, how long have I been exhausted for? And then I've realized what my biggest the landing that's happened in my body is that I'm more comfortable with symptoms than I've ever been before. And so that being said, symptoms have come up. I felt really great. I've had a lot of energy and then I've dipped and I'm like, oh no, it's coming back. And it's also the realization of like, we are meant to be cyclical and then it's okay to rest. And that there's actually like deep rooted regeneration happening, healing, whatever you want to call it. Um, what else came up that I wanted to share around that? Híjole, that was like one other thing that felt really there to share. Um, yeah, I think it's also fascinating to be at like 8 months and the reality of someone once said it's not just rainbows and unicorns. Um, yeah, and the shifting of what is to happen and to become, and also to like walk beside people as that comes up from them, is really potent. And I I feel so grateful that we have each other to hold as these things come up because they can feel uncomfortable and they can feel confronting. Um, and it really is the understanding of nothing is wrong.
Mm.
Like nothing really is wrong, and our bodies are really intelligent. And so just in gratitude with that. I mean, I've had waves of everything. I've had waves of like, I will say my hot flashes have gone. I went 240 days without a period. I've now had 3 cycles. I wouldn't say that they've always been comfortable cycles. Um, but great, like I literally was like, I'm in menopause and whatever is happening is happening. I've had, even in my body not necessarily looking the way I want it to look, I've felt more like my libido has been stronger than it's been in years and years. Um, so I think that's like, especially after 8 months, like you're in it, and there's some things that you're like, not yet. Why hasn't this happened yet? And it's the in between, and it's the trust that like there's something really internal happening. And I think I've also been through seasons of introspection as well. So my whole thing is like, just keep patching. And if you feel scared, like let someone know. Um, and also invite yourself to be reflective with it, and find a way to feel safe in your body. And you're not alone in it. So,
Yes. 100%. And I think that that's a beautiful kind of segue into answering a question that we have in the chat. So Sue said, I've been losing a lot of my hair since I started the X39 2 months ago. Is this normal? And so I want to talk about kind of shifting away from kind of normal, but what is inherent in our innate intelligence and in our body. And so again, kind of shifting out of the patches, because the patches aren't treating anything, they're not curing anything. They're simply giving us the vital energy we don't have access to heal. And so I want to give an example is if we are trying to, you know, make something and we don't have the right ingredients, it's not going to come out the way it should. If we're making chocolate chip cookies and we don't have the chocolate chips, we just have regular cookies without chocolate chips. We can't call them chocolate chip cookies. And healing happens that way as well. Is if we don't have the right ingredients or we don't have enough energy to heal, we don't have the vital force of energy, we will just sit in that capacity trying to conjure up enough energy or ingredients to heal. And so what happens is we may notice we have cyclical experiences that come and go throughout our lives. And this is why I said in the very beginning that healing takes time, and healing really should require symptoms because symptoms aren't bad. They're simply just communication. It's communicators. It's a way that our body can talk to us. It's a nudge from the inside saying like, hey, this is resolving. Hey, you need to rest. Hey, you need to pay attention to this. And majority of the time, healing symptoms are good. Symptoms don't mean a bad thing. They don't mean things are broken. They don't mean things are falling apart. They actually mean things are coming together. So in a general spectrum, if we have healing symptoms, if we had cell loss when something happened to us, so say we lost cells in an area, such as maybe we cut our arm and we lost a chunk of tissue, those cells have to regrow. And it'll be painful to grow new tissue. Scarring, or not scarring, scabbing, bringing blood flow, bringing nutrients requires heat. It requires, swelling, inflammation. It requires that in order to bring back that tissue to the area. If we have the opposite is true, if we grow something on our skin and we have cell growth during that expression, in order for it to return to balance, that has to go away. And what happens when we break down tissue? It's an infection. It's sore. It has heat and inflammation. So during healing, you most of the time have symptoms because it requires heat and inflammation and typically exudate, which is like some type of liquid, right? Whether it's pus or it's like a purulent substance like blood or some type of water or some type of fluid that's coming. So those things are required whether we're building up tissue or we're breaking down tissue. And so when we're having healing happen, there will be notification of that, right? It will say, hey, healing's happening here. And it doesn't say that it's going to be comfortable. And so I want to invite everybody because healing has to happen. All of the people who are patching, healing is going to happen. Some people immediately they're going to put on this patch and they're going to go into health expression and they're going to think these patches aren't working and nothing is going the right way it should because I was fine. I had no symptoms and I started to patch to heal something and now I have symptoms. Therefore, I must not be healing. And that is not synonymous with the healing paradigm I just educated you on. So when we step back and we look at this, if we want something to heal, like Em said, there has to be a stretch. There has to be a pause and a time for consistency and for capacity of ourselves to place rest, to place priority, and most of the time to have an emotional shift as well. So a lot of people, when they put on these patches, they notice an immediate emotional shift. And sometimes it takes months of our body being at a homeostatic emotional balance for the rest of our healing to ensue. So again, just like my eye situation, I've went through so many healing phases. One could say I've been more sick the past 2 years while wearing patches than I have been in decades. But sick is not, in my opinion, in my definition, wrong. I'm not broken. I've healed incredible things, such as my kidneys, such as my skin, so many things with my liver that were imbalanced. I healed so many things beautifully, but it wasn't without a lot of rest, a lot of redefining what my health paradigm definitions are, and also understanding what more of my body needed. So to give kind of as an oversight, an insight after that oversight to the idea of hair loss, in the world that I really truly love and work in with all of my clients outside of patching is the five biological laws of nature. And so, any type of hair loss is a separation conflict, meaning that we have been separated from something that we didn't want to be separated from, or we are close to someone and we want, or something or experience that we want to be separated from. So either we want to be closer or be away. So any separate either direction. And we have to think biologically. Just like I explained the biological principles of how healing happened, if we have cell loss, we need cell growth. If we have cell growth, we need cell loss. So if we have a separation, that means biologically our body is responding to something that happened to us. And it could also be uncomfortable and be very invasive and also be impactful on our mental state, our awareness of what we look like, and our physical well-being, not just the separation that ensues. And so when there is a conflict where separation is the psyche's decision on the biological adaptation, the meaningful biological adaptation, it's important that you look at that aspect of what's going on. It's not that we put on the patches and the patches made your hair fall out. It's that we put on the patches. You may have experienced a separation conflict around the time you also synonymously started wearing the patches, or you experienced it before you started wearing the patches, and now you're moving through a higher state of healing, trying to find resolution because losing hair is happening during the active conflict phase. So if you're actively losing a lot of hair, you're still in conflict activity and you haven't found a resolution yet. So ideally, if this was me in my experience, I would continue patching more consistently every single day than I ever have been because I want to find resolution. And I know in order to find resolution from that conflict, I must have more vital energy. I need all of the power of healing on my side in my body in order to overcome that experience and find resolution so that my hair can stop removing itself from my body and trying to be separated from me, and I can restore that vitality and also help facilitate cellular growth, right? So cell loss or hair loss, find resolution, then hair will grow again. And we've seen this with so many people. We've seen this, I mean, Em has dozens of testimonials from men who've lost hair really early, really young. That is a separation conflict. They were bald, they're shaving their heads, and now they desire hair and they just started wearing patches. And yes, it does take time. It does take several months sometimes because hair doesn't grow as fast as those hairs on your chin. Like it takes a lot longer on the hair on our head to grow as much as it grows on our chin, or those awkward knee hairs that you get, right? You're like, where did that come from? That grew overnight. And so I wish it would grow that fast. So when we have those experiences, we have to just trust because all the testimonials she has from these men, they've started growing hair when they haven't grown it for decades, some of them. It just takes giving your body time, energy, and opportunity to do that. So I invite you, I think Em said a
And
beautiful.
I think part of it too is like what we've talked about, like you and I have talked about directly, and I've talked about with people that I'm supporting personally, all those things is sometimes we do, it's like this nuance. Sometimes we want to pull away from the
Yeah.
patches. And for me, sometimes it's like, no, it's actually when I need
Mhm.
when my body is asking for more support.
Yes.
And it's like this moment of fear, like, do I keep going or do I pull
Yes.
away? And for me, I'm not saying this is right for other people, like you have to know your own body and we are all sovereign. But oftentimes when the moment we just want to pull away is the moment to make sure that we're staying in it. And so if it is just X39, like maybe there is an opportunity to have more support.
Yeah.
Hi, this is Sue.
Yeah.
Hi, Kayla.
Yeah.
I
Hi, yay.
listened to everything you said, and it's perfect. It's not what's really what I needed to hear. Thank you. I just wanted to add that I would like to know before we go tonight what patches you do recommend I keep using then, because I was using or I am using X39, and then I was using SP6, and then the Evade, uh, Olivia, what is it called?
Alavita.
Alavita, that one. And then
So,
I quit them too. I quit the SP and the Olivia,
Mhm.
Olivida. And I'm just doing X39 because my hair, I lost half of it already. And like I listened to your explanation and it does make sense, but I want to know moving forward, how do I treat this issue?
yeah, so I would recommend, just let me ask you a question. Um, Knowing that a separation has of some sort, even subconsciously in your psyche, has occurred, do you feel that you have a balanced approach or a support system or a regulated nervous system state to be able to move into healing? Or do you feel like you would need more support of not just vital energy, but more of like a parasympathetic nervous system balance as well?
Yeah, I do. I think I need more of a balance there. Hormonally, I just got done taking a Dutch test, which tells us what I'm working with a functional medicine
Yeah.
doctor and a naturopathic doctor, and they both said my hormones need to be severe, they're severely low. And I'm
Okay.
61 years old. I've had 3 children, so I just have been in an emotional roller coaster ride for 10 years now, and I have absolutely no libido at all, like zero. And my life is just, I have so much in my life that is so good, but I just don't feel happy or whole.
Hmm. Well, I want to say that the fact that your body is moving into a state of healing is a state of safety. So, just like Em said, finding a support, which, we have a great support system through our Telegram channel with those patching. Em is a great support system as well. I know we've connected there about this previously. And so, X39 daily, just for the master cell activation of helping vitality as a whole. Eon may be really beneficial for you
Hmm.
in helping support your body in terms of its parasympathetic support and also mental balancing about, I mean, I know hair and our identity, that's a huge thing. I'm actually working one-on-one with someone going through the same situation as you right now, who's experiencing very, very quick hair loss. And also, Alavita consistently would be 5 days on and 2 days off. So that would help in you can wear Alavita at night and then take 2 days off. So I said X39, Eon, Alavita. I know you were doing the SP6. I would continue with that if you got those Dutch test results that showed inconsistencies or imbalances. And then
Hmm.
also just throwing this out there again, since you mentioned your children, and we could have a more private conversation of this later. If you're going through a lot of emotional changes and kind of like think about like heart or grief or just carrying a lot of emotions in the heart, carnosine is really fantastic. I've had a lot of individuals really give beautiful testimonials where they just decided to put carnosine on their heart because of the emotions that they're going through and maybe some grief or just general heartache of some sorts and changes of life. It's a beautiful patch to add in. So if that resonates with you, I would sit carnosine right on that heart and you may find
Okay.
a lot of help there.
I had a Zyto scan done. Kayla, do you know what that is?
I do. Mhm.
I had 2 of them done over the last 6 months, and one, when it came to the emotional, it came really high with grief and what was the other emotion? Um, Guilt, I think it was guilt
Yeah.
and grief, and it was really high off the chart. And again, that's just something I've been through so much in my life, that I must be holding on to things yet.
Yeah. It sounds like you're also releasing some too. So try the carnosine, keep us updated. We'll connect
Well,
outside of this. And thank you for being vulnerable and sharing.
Kayla, I just want to make sure in my brain that taking the X39, the Eon, the Elevata Vita, plus the SP6 and the carnosine, am I going to use all these? I have all these patches, but am I going to start using them all?
Yes, but not every single day. We're gonna get you a really nice rhythm. I'll work with Em and we'll get it boiled
Okay,
out and she'll send it to you.
okay,
But it'll
good.
just be a nice balance. So you won't be
Okay.
overwhelmed. You'll just have a nice fluid system.
Thank you guys. Thank you,
You're
Em.
welcome.
Yeah, you're welcome. And so you have all those patches. So this
Yes,
is perfect.
yeah, you
Yeah.
set me up good, so
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. You're welcome. Thank you for showing up tonight. I
Thank
really,
No,
yeah.
I needed to. I needed to hear that.
Yeah. I'm
Thank
glad
you,
you showed
girls.
up.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Perfect. All right, let's finish up these questions. Cheyenne, to answer the question, we are currently only sending samples in the United States because we are not sending the sleeves of them. They most likely are going to get too hot and not be viable by the time they get there. So if you're outside of the United States, and we can't get to you in terms of shipping, if you have someone in the United States that you could ship to, we are gladly able to ship them, and you could get them or send them in a bigger package. It's just they typically aren't going to hold up in that tiny little sleeve that we send the invitation package into. Okay, love GNM. Yes, me too. If we have done stem cell treatment, how would this impact us? This would be fantastic. I actually have two ladies right now that had I have two ladies that I just brought on, but I have about 5 to 10 others who've gotten other stem cell treatments previously, like outside in injections. And this is again just your own light. So it's going to optimize all of your own areas of the body, not just the areas you got those stem cells injected. It's not going to make an ill impact on any part of your body. It's just going to boost your vitality. So there's no side effects, no interference with the ones that you already got. Let's see. Kara said sickness is the healing phase where your body is coming back to homeostasis. Yes, it is. And I think she jumped off, but yes, that is beautiful. And Dr. Manisha said that you've both, let's see. Oh, this is the same question. Yeah, perfect. So no impact on that. And let's see. This is so beautiful. Love seeing women getting together and healing. Yes. And yes, my email address, let me put it in the chat for everybody, or I'll just pull it up here. Here you go. There is my email address for anybody who needs samples. And I hope you all had a beautiful evening. Thank you so much in the honor of being here every single Wednesday. And those of you showing up, if you who do have more questions, email them to me at this email, get them to the person who invited you, and we will get all of these things answered and get you your patch samples. Have a beautiful evening, everyone. And if you want to come back next week and do it all again, we do this every single Wednesday. So we'll see you next time.
Thank you, Kayla. You rock.
Bye. Love. See you later.
Thank you so much, Dr.
You're
Kayla.
so welcome.
Thank you.
Very
Bye.
welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.